final question is, if we work with SEM, is how do I actually find all these different keywords? Well, that's a good question. That's usually the hard part. First, what I do is I use all the keywords I have in my head. I just type them down in every combinations, like Whitsundays, accommodation, accommodation, Whitsundays, accommodation with only one M, because how many, I don't know, there are many people who misspelled it anyway. So these are all different keywords. And if I have my list of my own keywords, I can use a tool that's called Google AdWords Keyword Tool, and I type in this keyword, all the keywords I have in mind, and I let Google know, like, okay, this is my keyword, and I want to know what is very similar. And Google will give you ideas of what kind of keywords are very similar to what you're using, and it will also let you know how many people are actually using this keyword, and how many people are using the keyword you had in mind. And then you get ideas of, oh, damn it, my keyword is only like out there 200 times a month, but the other keyword, which I hadn't in mind, actually has 20,000 hits a month. So it's a good idea to get an understanding of what kind of keywords people are actually using to find your product or a similar product. After that, if you have all these different keywords, we only have to organize our keywords as I explained before. I have a target group that goes for hot air balloon, quite simple. So I put all my keywords that have this air balloon in there into one ad group. And then I have people who search for balloon rides. So I put all my keywords that are very similar to balloon and balloon rides into one ad group, which is here. I know that there are a lot of people who are actually looking for a balloon gift certificate. So everything that's combined or that belongs to a gift certificate or a voucher goes in here. And so on and so on. So if you have, let's say, accommodation, and you have luxury rooms and standard rooms, you would have two ad groups for luxury and standard. Because someone who's looking for a standard room is not clicking on your ad if you describe it with luxury, because that's not what he's looking for. So that is highly important to have in mind. Okay, this is a big slide with a lot of information now. What is this? You have this all in your, in your handouts anyway. I listed a few things like tips and tricks, what you have to keep in mind if you start working with SEM. And something to have in mind is, if you start creating a campaign, have 150 keywords. That sounds a lot, yeah? Especially if you just, I just have a hotel, how does it work, 150? Well, each combination is a keyword. Accommodation Whitsundays, accommodation are two keywords. So I know 150 can be very, very hard, but try to find at least 100 if you struggle to get 150. It is just important that you cover all the different keywords a customer would potentially use to find a product. Make sure of negative keywords. That means, I have an example. If I have a local bookstore and I only sell new books, I have a negative keyword, and that is used. If someone types in used books or used bookstore, I don't want to show up because I'm selling only new books and not used books. So Google doesn't know that. If someone types in used bookstores, I don't want my ad to be displayed because I don't sell used books. I only want to show up if they don't use the word used. So you can decide if there are words that doesn't belong to your business at all, that they are misleading, to say, okay, if this word is in the keyword frame or phrase, don't show my display, don't show my ad. Use scheduling. You can decide what time, what day, what season, and for how many hours a day you want your ad coming up on Google. You can decide a location, only Whitsundays, only Airlie Beach, Queensland or Australia, that's up to you where your target market is. And something that's really important, your headline in your ad always should match the keyword the customer is using. All right, that's quite a lot. There's one slide more if we talk about SEM, and that is how I actually control if what I'm doing is effective and makes sense, or am I just wasting my money? If someone potentially sees your ad on Google, That's an impression. And let's say we have 100 impressions. That doesn't mean that they click, and you don't pay for this. As soon as they click, we talk about click-through rate, which is, in this case, 100 people potentially saw my ad, 20 clicked on it, I have a click-through rate of 20%. That's quite okay. That means they're on my website, so I had 20 people more on my website. If one of those is actually buying something, we talk about a conversion. You can decide for yourself what your conversion is. It can be a booking, it can be an inquiry, it can be a phone call, it can be going to a specific page. This is up to you, what you, like, depending on your business goals and your business objectives. You have to decide, what do I want to reach, or what do I want to support with my SEM campaign? And that's a conversion. There we go. And a conversion rate of 5% would be good. That would work. So that's all about SEM and paid traffic. Does that make sense for you, or do you have any questions? All right. Excellent. All right, let's go to the next activity we could potentially use. Online advertising. If we talk about online advertising, let's talk about Banner. We use another website that has lots of traffic, and we put our own logo, our own campaign on this website. Yeah, I choose an example, Expedia.com, and we have two ads here. One is Switzerland. They're using an ad which is located within the website in the content. This is the most effective banner we have. And then we have this Hawaii banner, and this Hawaii banner is the second most effective banner available right now. Just if we talk about actually banners. This is very expensive, of course. If you want to be on Expedia and place your products, you probably pay a couple $1,000s just to be there because they have so much traffic. And the click-through rate here is only 0.2%. So not many people are actually clicking on this ad because they have something to do on Expedia anyway. Why should they click on here? So these kind of online marketing activities or instruments are more for, let's say, branding. Yeah? If you have a huge budget and you want to go into the market with your new brand, with your new product, you can let people know on specific platforms what you're doing and to get your name out there. That would be a reason why you would choose an ad on a big website. If you have a budget for that. Usually, especially small operators don't have a huge budget, especially not for do some, let's say, advertisement on Expedia. But there are other opportunities, and these opportunities are something we call a buy-in option. If Tourism Queensland or some local tourism organizations create a campaign, last year we had, for example, the whales campaign in Hervey Bay. Yeah, we have the turtles campaign in Bundaberg, and there are a couple of campaigns throughout the year which will give you the opportunity to chip in. Meaning, for example, if we have a campaign running, we have a newsletter, and this newsletter goes out to the consumer, to a huge database, and we ask operators to chip in. For example, Virgin chose to have a bit of content, a link to Virgin, which is here. They chipped in. We have here, Heron Island Getaways, and this is actually a very small operator, Mantra Hervey Bay Whale Watching. In this case, this was $150 to be just in this newsletter, and I don't know how many thousand people clicked on it, but they had a traffic increase, or their traffic on their website increased by 300%, just chipping in. So this is a very good opportunity to get your name out, or to join into a campaign and to get much more traffic to a website and to promote your product. Has anyone done that before? No, so if a campaign comes up, usually the newsletters from the RTOs and LTOs and TQ will offer you some kind of possibilities to chip in. So that's where you keep an eye on that one. All right, another way of doing online marketing is social media marketing, of course, because even Facebook is somehow some kind of advertisement, because your product name is out there and you're promoting your business somehow. If we talk about social media, we usually talk about Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and for the tourism industry, TripAdvisor, because they have a lot of consumers, a lot of people who joined these platforms. So this is a nice way to promote your business. What is good to know? First, it is a very, very easy way to get contact to your potential customers, and it's a very easy way to find out what they actually want and what they think. And every time, let's say you post something, you write something, you have a new video, you can create a link back to your website. So you tease your customers on those platforms, and you motivate those customers to go to a website and to find out something, to participate, to win something, or to get specials or a deal or whatever it is. So it is a nice way to link back to your own website where your business is happening and where you make money. That is something you should have, or you should keep in mind if you work with those platforms. Always link back to your business page, because that's where you make your money. And it's, yeah, if you see the numbers, how many users, let's say, are on Facebook. When I created this slide, that we talked about 750 million. I think we are almost at around 800 now. Potentially, that other people you could reach. I don't think that you will ever reach 750 million, but potentially you could. Okay, another form. Does it make sense so far? Any questions? All good? All with me? Excellent. Another way of attracting people or getting more people to my website is a blog or blogging. There are two different ways of how you can create or start a blog. You can do a blog on your own website. That's an internal blog, because then we talk about SEO, you create content. As we talked earlier, you are creating content, let's say every week, every fortnight, a new article. And this is just content, and Google knows, oh, more content, that's good, very dynamic, your ranking and your relevance goes up. Or you have, that could be one part, you're only using a blog to optimize your website and your traffic. Or you actually have a really good blog and people are following you because what you're writing is really interesting. And then we have forms that people actually would like to, every time you send a new article out there, if you write something new, people have the possibility to subscribe. That can be through Facebook, Twitter, RSS, or email. So every time you post a new blog, people could receive on their wall a little entry saying, oh, there's your new article, or on Twitter, there's a new article, and there's a link to the blog or to your website. RSS is, who knows what RSS is? No one, all right, excellent. So in your browser, you can have something called Google Alerts or an RSS feed. You can let this little function know that you would like to know as soon as this website gets an update, you see that in your browser. So you don't have to go to that site or to the blog to find out if there is new content. Your browser will tell you there is new content. And then you just click into your browser, say, yep, please read, and the browser will bring you to this website where the new content is. So that's kind of an RSS feed. And yeah, or even email. You can have a function that as soon as you publish a new article, people get an email saying, yep, there's a new article, and here's the link to the website. So if you have people following you or your blog because it is so interesting, every time you post something new, you get traffic to your website. That's a really nice opportunity to let people know what's happening and to get them back to our website. All right. That was blogging.
Where it shines, Queensland shines on me. Where Australia shines.